All right, guys, welcome. And today we got an awesome video for you guys. We've got the OBDSTAR DC706, and we're going to be doing the unboxing and testing of cloning with the brand new adapter just released. We've got it available on our site, globalcommerceca.com, the MP001, and this is the kit specifically for the DC706. So it comes with the cables, a few cables, but you are going to need to use the programming adapter cable that actually comes with the other kit, the P003. Okay, so stick around if you've actually bought the P003 kit from me. I've got some details on that for you on the upgrade, so definitely you want to stick around and watch this whole video to the end, guys. Those of you new to the channel, definitely hit that subscribe button. We've got the best content here, automotive secrets, guys. There's no channel like this on the internet, on YouTube, period, okay? A little bit about me. I'm Robert from globalcommerceca.com. I'm the one that basically, all the videos you see on the internet, it's me. I'm not originally from the automotive side. I'm actually originally from IT, IT background. I did programming. I was one of the computer whiz nerds, super nerd as a kid. I did programming, won programming competitions in high school, programmed in C++, Pascal, went on to learn networking, was one of the top network engineers for Fortune 500 companies here in the US. So sometimes people ask me, hey, do you have automotive certifications or do you have the A+? I don't have any of that, guys. My certifications, for anybody out there that knows anything on the IT side, my certifications were MCSE, CCNP, CCNA, CCNP, CCIE written, and I did not do the CCIE lab because I actually left the industry about that time and got into the automotive stuff. But if you know anything about IT, you know, yes, your boy was heavy in the game. Yeah, so I'm one of the top of the top. So why do I say that? Because I want you to know the perspective of where I'm coming from when I actually review these products, because I'm actually not a mechanic. I do have a pretty decent understanding of automobiles and how they work. I got a lot of friends that are mechanics. Some of the top YouTube guys also in the automotive side, I can, ring to them and, bounce certain things off of them. But when we're talking about the automotive technology side, hey, I'm pretty much heavy in the game right now too, guys. If you watch my other videos, you know that. If you haven't, definitely subscribe and check my other videos. Okay, but that's enough about that. Let's go ahead and get into what you came here for, guys. So right here we got the DC706, and it comes with the P004 adapter. And this is what basically breaks out so that you can connect to PCMs. So it'll have all your, like your power outputs, grounds, can high, can low, K-line, things like that. And it comes with all these nice, basically connectors that you would need to connect to your PCMs or modules, TCMs, whatever you're gonna connect to and clone or whatnot. And this video, we're going to get into the MP001, okay? And this kit is specifically, we're offering on our website, available now, ships right here from the USA, Houston, Texas, the MP001 kit for the DC706. And let me go ahead and open it. Let's get straight into it, guys. So what the MP001 does, it does pretty much what the P003 adapter does. It gives you more range to be able to connect to different PCMs. The standard breakout cable that comes with the DC706, you can connect and clone many different ECMs, but there are some ECMs that require a certain amount of input ports or input-output ports that you need to connect to be able to access them. And there are certain PCMs, for example, you need to get to their boot mode to be able to access them. And the standard cable does not have those connections. So that's what the P003 adapter was, right? So the MP001 is basically the big daddy of them all, right? The adapters to be able to connect to pretty much any PCM that is available or compatible with the unit currently and will be in the future, rather. So let me pull it out. So this is the MP001. As you can see, it's somewhat of a compact unit, way bigger than the P003 adapter. And it's got in and out OBD ports. So you would connect your DC706 here, and it's got also manual 12 volt input, and then it can break out here with DB25 and DB9 connector, and that's pretty much it. That's the MP001. So it can be powered from your DC706 via the OBD port. So once your OBD port is connected in here, it powers up the unit. It comes with, this package comes with, this is the C4, right? This is the C4 adapter. So this, as you can see here, it's you'll be able to connect in EEPROM chips and do a lot of different functions using this adapter. And it comes with also 2 cables, actually 3. This is these 2 cables will allow you to connect to different points when you might need to solder to an ECM, like let's say for boot mode or something like that. That's what these cables are for. And as you notice here, there's also a coax cable, and that connects directly to the C4 adapter. If you notice here, I don't know if you saw that, and there it is. That's the coax connector right there. And that would allow you to connect possibly when you have to maybe do some kind of, because it's a coax connection, you would think it's something like clocks syncing up to an ECM or something like that, in that nature, I would say. And that's it. That's what comes with the kit. So this kit, as I said, is for the DC706. This will work for other devices on the OBDSTAR line, but it's just built out as far as the cables that it comes with. So you would need to also have the P003. Actually, I take that back. You do not need the P003, but you do need the jumper cables, the ECU jumper cables that are provided, for example, in the P003 kit. So in fact, let me show you the P003 kit right now. I haven't done any unboxing review on this as well, so here it is at the same time. So this is the P003 kit, and this is what it comes with. Here is the actual P003 adapter. Okay, let me pull this out. And here it is. See that? And it would just connect via OBD to the DC706. And then then it breaks out with this breakout cable. So this is the cable that you will need with the MP001 to connect up to the ECMs, because it breaks out everything. As you can see, you use the OBD port here, and then it breaks out everything. For example, we've got L line, CAN high, CAN low, GPT1. So you've got different inputs to the ECM, your power and ground, all of that. Okay, so that's the purpose of the ECU bench jumper cable. We'll be offering this cable as well separately on the site. Currently, we don't have these in stock, but they will be in next week. If you wanted to buy the jumper cable, so you could literally just buy the MP001 and the jumper cables, and you don't need the P003, because this supersedes it. The MP001 supersedes the P003 adapter. Also, we're also the first, not only the first to have this product, we also have the P003 Plus. A lot of people don't know there's actually another adapter. Yeah, I know it's kind of a lot of adapters, right? But the bottom line is you only need this, the MP001, DC706 and the MP001, and you're good, right? You can do a lot more with the DC706 and the P003 adapter, but there's some limitations. For example, we're going to clone on this video the AcDelco E69 ECM, right? And to do that, you actually can only do it with the P003 Plus adapter or the MP001. So here, if I didn't show that to you, is the Plus adapter, right? So you can see the difference. They're pretty much the same thing, but this allows more outputs so that it can, and higher frequency than the P003, so it can communicate with more PCMs, and you can do more with this. But like I said, all you need in the end is this. This supersedes them all. For example, this handles up to 4 outputs, I believe, on this P003 Plus, and the MP001 handles 12. So that's more than enough to cover pretty much any future needs. So that's why this was developed, to basically take care of and future-proof the device, basically, okay? So, like I said, bench cables will be available on our website. This is available now. We've got them in stock. If you want it, get it. If you have not seen my previous videos on the DC706 cloning and the full unboxing review, definitely check that out, guys. Also, disclaimer, we are an official distributor for OBDSTAR products. Even though we are a distributor, I'm definitely going to give you my honest opinion on the product and what I think about it. All right, now let's go ahead and get into actually programming with this thing. So we're going to go ahead and work and connect up for this AcDelco E69 ECM, and we're going to go ahead and connect up, back it up, show you everything we can do to clone it. All right, so we're going to go to ECU Flasher in the main program, and you just hit DP to get to that. And then we're going to select ECM for cars. And there's also different options if you wanted to do TCM, other modules such as the RF hub and stuff for Dodge, Chrysler, Jeep. Then we picked ECM. And we can find out what the chipset is because there's a built-in Bosch ECU database. So pretty much all the Bosch ECUs have their model number right here. So that's 0261 S02773. So we just go on the programmer and we go to query, Bosch query. And it tells you pretty much a little idea of where to look for it. And then it's loading. And at this point, you do need internet for this, of course, guys. And we'll then enter in the number. I already have it entered in here. And then we tell it, okay. Yes, that's the correct value. We want to check. And there it is. It tells us that this chipset is actually MED 9.6.1, okay? And it shows you what the model number is and everything. So then we tell it, okay. So then we can actually go over to brand here. We know this is a GM Chevy vehicle, ECM. So we're going to go to Chevy. And then we can type in 9.6, and there it is. It brought up 2 of them, so you can click on them and see which one it is. For example, let's click on the first one, and we can do pin out at the bottom there. And there it is. As you can see, it showed it. And this is actually, it says E77. And as you can see, it's a very snappy machine to zoom in on there. That's the E77, and so that's not ours. So we're going to check the other one. Go back, and there it is. And then we're going to tell it pin out. And that is ours, E69. So then we can, of course, zoom in on that, look at the part number and all of that. And then we hit back. And then we go down here to image 2. And image 2 will show us the pin out. So we know how to pin this out. We can zoom in, of course, as we need to and check everything. If you noticed, there is image, let me go back. There's image 3. So we click here. And it's actually a different pinout. So that means there's 2 variations of this ECM. And I'm not sure which one ours is. So we're just going to try the first one. Because you can see here the GPT 1 and 0 connect here. And on image 2, watch that. They're at a different location. So we're going to try that one first. And then we're going to see if we can connect up and read the ECM. And if not, we'll switch over to the one on image 2. So I'm going to start hooking up and be back. Okay, one other thing I got to show you. Let me hit back. And you can do guide as well. And guide gives you a broader explanation of what's going on. And it also shows you how to actually connect the device. So this is the format we're going to connect it to the DC706. So as you can see, we got power in to the DC706. And we're going to just connect using the OBD cable to the MP001, where it breaks out with the ECU bench cable. And of course, you can do it as well with the P003 Plus. So this ECM could only be done with the 003 Plus or the MP001. So that's something important to note right there, guys. All right. All right, guys, I've got everything hooked up according to our image one and connected to the MP001. As you can see, it comes out from the OBD cable to the MP001, and from there it breaks out. And I pretty much use the same setup as we had on our drawing. So if it's right, we should be able to connect and communicate with the ECM. So I'm just going to go back and I'm going to click on it. Start. At the bottom there. I'm going to bring this a little closer so you can have a better view, guys. That's still a little bit far. Let me kind of zoom in for you. All right, so I'm going to tell it, okay, you need internet for this, connecting to server. And if this is correct, it should be able to connect. Okay, this is letting you know you do have to have the P003 Plus or the MP001 to do this. Tell it, okay. It's connecting to the MP001. All right, guys, I got an error, as you can see here. It says connected to the MP001, configuring firmware, and it just quits right there. And it actually never configures the firmware. So this is why, guys, I always tell you it's very important where you buy your devices from. We are not only a distributor, but we also provide support directly for every product that we sell, right? So we're able to then troubleshoot it directly. And in this case, I narrowed it down and I confirmed that it was definitely an issue with the upgrading firmware portion from the DC706 to the MP001. At that point, I contacted OBDSTAR, and as that we have direct communication with them, we're a distributor, we also have direct connection with the engineering team so they can make these changes and fixes. So we went back and forth. I kind of showed them the different errors, what was happening. They also then brought, they also sent me some information that it was working, but I had to show them exactly what it was. What happens when these things happen, guys, it seems strange, but trust me, it happens all the time with all the major companies. I worked as software in the software development side, so I understand how those things happen. When you're programming, you're thinking about so many big things. Sometimes the little bitty things just seep right through, and you just can't understand it. But it happens all the time. We're humans, and we create errors. We're not perfect creatures anyway. So basically. You even see this happen, like, for example, a major company like Microsoft, they can release a Windows or Apple a product, and then you get an update like on the same day it's released or the next day or something like that. That's because there's, even when I worked as a developer, I worked directly with the project managers, and they had literally a budget in the project. It was called, I believe, the unknown. So we literally planned for something that we just didn't think about that slipped through the cracks, and we had a budget there to take care of it. And when that came up, and it pretty much almost always did on every project. So that's just things that happen, man. But they were able to see the bug that I recognized, and they were able, within the same one day, once they actually tracked it down, they released a patch for me, updated it, and it worked. Yeah, guys, so that's why I say, hey, we're all grown here. Google Analytics. My girl she always says, hey, how do you know that it's guys that you're all talking to? How do you know they're not girls on your channel? Well, according to the YouTube Analytics, man, we're all guys from 18 to 55 years old. That means we're all grown, man. The only person I tell what to do is my kids, and they're little, man. So all you guys, hey, we all got to figure this thing called life out. So I tell you, the way to buy your products, the rest is up to you. You got to do your part, guys. So, any of you guys that, if you did purchase the P003 from me, give me an email, shoot me an email, globalcommerceca@gmail.com, and I've got an upgrade for you for the P003 Plus. So guys, the moral of the story is, do not go it alone, man. Buy from the right place, globalcommerceca.com. But if you happen to have made an honest mistake, you didn't know about our site before, and you purchased it in another location, I got a good deal for you, man. We do want to help everybody, but the thing is, there's only so much resources we have, because in a lot of times when you do have an issue, you might end up speaking with me directly. We're going to take care of it directly over the phone if there's an issue that comes up. So there's just so much resources available. So we've got to support the people that purchase from us. You can also look at our videos. We have a lot of videos that show you how to do these things in case there's some kind of confusion or whatnot. But if you did purchase a device that was not from us, go to the website on globalcommerceca.com under subscriptions, and we'll have a service that you can purchase so that you can then get support for your device directly from us, and we'll be able to help you out if any issues come up. All right, so that's it. Let's continue with the video where we left off at. Right now, everything's updated. Let's go ahead and do connect. We've got everything hooked up, and it's connecting to the MP001, communicating with the ECM. Security verification process. There it is. As you can see, the activity light is going between the MP001 and the DC706. And there it is. Now we're available to go ahead and read and write from the E69 ECM. Okay. So, all right, let's go ahead and do read EEPROM. So I'm just going to go ahead and save it with the default name. Let me just see. Yeah. Okay. Tell it okay. Okay. And there it is. We have saved the EEPROM. And let's go ahead and back up the flash as well. By the way, the OBDSTAR does handle checksum correction. I had a question like that from someone. So just to let you know, I'll go ahead and let this roll so you can see how long it takes to back up the flash on this E69. And you can see the time down there in the corner. You can also see the activity light there. I don't know if I explained it already. This is a little bit, a few days after we started this video. And the MP001, one of the differences between the MP001 and the P003 and P003 Plus is that the MP001 handles up to 12 I/O ports, and it has a faster clock frequency than, for example, the P003. And the P003 Plus handles up to 4, right, inputs. And just the normal P003 only has 2. So it's doubled on the Plus, and the Plus has a faster frequency than the P003. So that's one of the main differences. Also, the MP001 has other capabilities as well. It can also read EEPROMs and a couple of other things. They're different attachments and whatnot for the MP001. We write at 40%. So it'd also probably be a good time to go over some of the different items that comes with the MP001 kit. But I've got it in the box. It comes with the, I think I showed that to you in the beginning of the video. It was a coax cable. It has its own, we'll get to that a little bit later because I got to pull it out so I can explain it to you guys. %. So you can see the flash area is a bigger memory space. So of course, that's why it takes longer to read than the EEPROM, which is usually an EEPROM can be like 1 kilobyte or, maybe 4 kilobytes, something like that. So reading the flash is, a lot bigger. Flash can be like 1 meg or something like that. So that's the reason it takes a while. And also the transfer speed. If I had to guess, being that we use the K-line cable, so this data is probably being transferred via K-line, and it's not the fastest speed. So that's also a reason. Currently, one of the fastest speeds on the ECMs are CAN, the CAN lines, right? So the CAN lines, um, the more modern cars will be up to 1 meg. And of course, with CAN FD, you even have faster protocol speeds there. And also some vehicles even have Ethernet, right? Like a lot of the BMWs. So Ethernet, you know that's what's used on like your normal router at home or something like that. Maybe the yellow cable you see plugged in, that would probably be an Ethernet cable. And those speeds can be like 10 megs, 100 megs to, 1 gigabyte throughput. Yeah, typical K line, and yeah, we're just about done, guys. 93%. Typical K line speeds can be like, you're talking about in the kilobytes. Okay, so here we are. We got the flash. I'm just going to save it as the default name. Okay. All right. So we've backed up the flash. If we go over to the hex editor, that will be the flash loaded right there into the hex editor. You can move the keyboard over so we could actually look at the ASCII values. So that is the flash. Let me load the EEPROM so we can look at the EEPROM, and we'll go ahead and make a change to the actual VIN number and try to write it back. So let's read the EEPROM again. So it'll load it. I'm not going to save it. Okay, so if you don't save the file, it's gonna the hex header is just gonna open the last saved file that you saved. So we could just load it, and you can see the path of the file that's currently open. So that's what that is. So we can actually just go to hit the keyboard button there, turn it off, and then go to load. And then we can load our actual EEPROM. So we click on our EEPROM that we just saved. And let's go ahead and find a VIN number, and let's make a change to that VIN number and write it back. And there is our VIN number, guys. As you can see, it ends with 717. Let's go ahead and change that last 7 to an 8. Just to do a quick test and write it to the ECM. So we're going to change that to a 38. That's the hex equivalent for 8. As you can see, we changed it to 38 from 37, which reflects in the ASCII as 8. By the way, calculations, I think I went over that from the last video. You can always use a, hex editor online. So now we're going to want to save that. So we will, I took a screenshot, sorry about that. I'll do save. And I'll call it mod underscore mod. So I know that's the one that I modified. Okay, there it is, underscore mod, our path. So now we will go to functions, and we're going to tell it to write. Now we can just use the modified that we just did in the hex editor if we didn't save it, or you can go to load external data. It's the same in this case, so I'll just tell it what we did in the hex editor. Communicating. All right, so it skipped the two, didn't write anything. It didn't write any changes, which means it didn't see any changes. So let's go back, and as you can see here in my path, I am on the original file. So what happened was when I did a save as, so but it still had the original file open. So I would have to go to load if I wanted to do it via the hex editor, like what the option we just did. And I would have to pick my actual file that I just saved, right? And there it is. Now that file is open, and we should have the 8. There it is. I could have also alternatively, it would make probably more sense just to maybe not make that little error, right? And just load the external file you just saved, so that's the data path you want to have it in. tell it OK. And there's our file mod that we saved. Tell it OK. It's communicating, and there it is. It did write a change on sector 1 and sector 2. Everything else was the same, so it left it like that. Now let's go ahead and read it back. Okay. Let's see. Test. I'll just call this underscore test. Well, did I just erase the name? I think I did. Let me go ahead and read that again. Okay. So let me go here. Underscore TST. Okay, so looks like once you're saving the document, it and you actually try to modify the name, it assumes you don't want the default name at all, and it wipes it out no matter what you do. So, for example, you could select all, the text and then copy it, and if you wanted to do something like that, you could go with the name it generates, of course. It's just up to you, or you can type in your custom name. So no matter where I put it, it's going to wipe it out and put in whatever custom name you want. So we'll just call this one just mod, EPROM mod. There it is. So I'm going to tell it OK. All right. So now if we go to the hex editor, as you can see, we have EPROM mod loaded, the file we just saved, and we should have our change at the, there it is, at the VIN number. The VIN number's changed. Now, of course, the same thing you would, if you were trying to clone this ECM, now that we've actually backed up the data, you would then take your donor replacement ECM, plug it up the same way, of course, according to image 1 for this ECM, and then you would now go back to functions, and then you would select write flash. First, you would have to connect, of course. Once it connects, you'll have these functions available. Then you'll select write flash, and you would pick load external, of course, and it's telling you the data file storage area. And then you would pick the flash file that you backed up, which would be that one. Well, not this one, but you get what I'm saying for the flash, and it will then write it. Okay. Let me close out. And then you would then write the EPROM. And once you write those two files to the donor ECM, you've made a one-to-one clone of this ECM. So you would be able to plug both ECMs into that vehicle, and the vehicle should be able to start without any issues. All right, man. So that is my quick initial thoughts / review of the MP001 from OBDSTAR. And from what I see, it does as it should, as we tested here on the E69 AcDelco ECM, because from right here, as you can see, very important, the P003 cannot actually perform this function. You would have to have the P003 Plus or the MP001, right? So they are available right now for sale on the website, guys. So definitely go get yours today. We've also got the P003 in stock. Now, which one would I recommend out of the two? I would definitely recommend getting the MP001 because you would be future-proof pretty much. If there's some ECM that possibly this might not be able to handle, the MP001 would be able to do it. So you wouldn't have to then be like, okay, now let me upgrade from the Plus to the MP001. You're just all good, set to go. But I have not noticed going through the list. I'm not saying there are or they're not, but I haven't noticed any modules specifically specifying that they need the MP001 at this time. Not saying that there aren't, but I didn't notice it offhand. I didn't go through all of them, of course. So the P003 Plus would be a good budget choice as well. Of course, you have less options that you can do with the MP001, and we'll get into that on another video, more details on the MP001. As you can see, there's this is pretty much pass through, whereas you have different options here that you can use with the MP001 for. So I definitely think it's worth the price for what the capabilities you can get and being future proof basically. But this is definitely a very good option if you want to, if you're more budget friendly. You want something a bit more budget friendly rather. So the P003 Plus can do these same functions. I've tested it. If you guys want to see similar review on the P003 Plus, shoot me leave a comment down there in the leave a comment and let me know what you guys think. Anything else you want to see? Anything else you want to know? Something I might have missed or left out? And yeah, right now this is my programmer of choice. It goes with me everywhere I go. I haven't actually used any of my other programmers since I've started using this. I like that it's just, boom, it's just there. It does whatever I need to do. And then I can move on, go to my PC if I got to or whatever. And this is just an independent device that handles what I needed to do. I like that. And if you've noticed, I've released, they update monthly. OBDSTAR is releasing so many ECMs added to the device monthly, guys. So definitely, if you're in the market for a programmer, I would definitely reckon you go this way. And of course, the only way to buy it, like I said, everybody's grown. We all got to figure it out. But you want to have, when you're buying it, picking a device, where you buy it is very important. And you want to make sure you have the support, because going it alone, hey, it might not be the best choice, but we all got to figure it out, guys. Yeah, but I think OBDSTAR for the win, guys, because their support is excellent. As you can see, I've got this the update done really quick. So that's very important. If you know, like on the Altel side, there's certain things that'll be broken for months or even years, and they never update it. And you can see we can get things done really quick. OBDSTAR responds, and they're very responsible and handle the things in a timely fashion, as you can see. So that's also very important when you're choosing a programmer, guys, because everything is man-made, so it cannot be perfect. So you need to, at least if you're making a decision on investment and for work, you need something dependable and something that can be updated or solutions found pretty quickly so you can get the task that you need done. Okay, so guys, definitely click that thumbs up button, like and subscribe if you're new to the channel, and see you guys on the next video.